when she and I got together, it was that was actually the first thing we said to each other. You know, like there aren't female cop watchers, and you know, we're same boat, and we were like, let's do this together. You know, and it's just making ourselves feel safer, and then change the game a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And see how they react, because, you know, like you were saying, whatever lighter treatment, they wouldn't be so aggressive with us, but you know, you'll catch them on a bad day, and who's to tell anything? You never know what you're going to get into.
You know, one thing I forgot is anybody who would be listening, I know your voices from your videos, and whoever might be listening may not. So
I'm Laura.
Yeah, cut that down. And that's what you just go by here. Okay, cool. And then which of Ida Foxy Queen do you want to
say? Foxy.
Yeah, Foxy. We call it Foxy. Laura.
I just go by Joe. I put it on my videos.
All right, Joe.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
We were calling you Hawaii.
Yeah. Whatever identifies as simple as good. That's cool.
Been called worse by better, right?
Yeah. Especially in our line of work.
We're a hoot and a half.
Yeah.
We are a hoot and a half. I mean, I think we're pretty funny, at least for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So people might want to know, you know, like how did this get born? What made you just come to a place where you were going, not only could we do this, but it's a good idea, and even though it's a lot of trouble with not a whole lot of reward or gratitude, like we're still, this is something we want to spend our precious time and energy doing. How does that conclusion get reached at?
I was doing this before, and I kind of took a hiatus because I had life going on.
Sure.
And I was getting back into it, and you know, I do it here and there, but now I'm actively doing it again. And you know, I had seen Laura.
She reached out to me, yeah.
And so I reached out to her, and I was like, "There's another girl doing it. You know, let's team up and, you know,
and there was
change the game and you know, take over."
Beautiful queen was born. No. I mean, it's
think about them apples is kind of how I'm all about different. I don't follow the crowd at all. So I'm like, oh, that's new. Let's do that. Let's see what they think about that one.
When we first met, you know, honestly, like we both have these strong personalities where like you either love us or you hate us, you know. And luckily, like, you know, we got along really well right out the gate. So it just seemed natural to do it together. So
I think everybody loves me. I don't know what she's got going on.
You really didn't have a choice in the matter. You were bound to like me. It's just the way I am.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, it's kind of a hit and a miss, but you know.
Yeah.
And our supporters are really, really cool and really supportive. So
because it's something different, and so
really our ultimate goal too is to expand the community. Like whether you know it obviously be more females that will do it, because I don't know if there's an intimidation factor that maybe that they weren't doing it, you know, and then maybe we can kind of set a mold for them.
Sure.
But also teach just other ladies to fish.
Yeah, teach them to fish. Be cop sitters. We're calling it cop sitters.
Cop sitters, and then have them, you know.
Cop sitters. I like that.
Yeah, you know, like the Babysitters Club.
Like the Babysitters Club, and we're the cop sitters.
Because, you know, I'm sorry, if you misbehave, that's your fault.
Reaching out to you, or you reached out to us, and just being able to kind of connect with other watchers is always good, because then we can kind of reach a little farther.
Did you see our April Fool's video?
I did, yeah. And you had me, man. You had everybody until the end. I was like, no way, they got that on video. No way. Oh, you jerks. And then I loved it, you know, because I'm like, oh, awesome. That's one of the things I really got away from it, too, is because, you know, we've all kind of seen our fair share of cop watching videos, and so few of them are designed for the laugh. And I just saw that, and I'm like, you know what? That's really important to converting people to this way of thinking, is by showing our sense of humor and our funny side, because we are just normal people. We're not angry in a basement screaming at the government and just wanting to be miserable our whole lives. You know, like just because we bring up relevant bullshit that goes on in the world doesn't mean that it like encompasses us everything.
I mean, it's like a parent. Is every parent angry? No, but you have to discipline your children when they're acting up.
Sure.
Yeah,
and if it was an employee in an office, wouldn't you be disciplining them if they're not performing? I mean, what's the difference?
Yeah, and everybody has a camera, you know, whether it be their phone. Or, actually, like, most people don't even have, like, you know, little hand cameras anymore. They just kind of rely on their cell phone. And it doesn't even have to be the best quality, because when it comes down to, if you're just a passerby that happens to be catching something, don't worry about the quality, just record it,
Doesn't matter. And they don't know if your phone's working or not. Even if you don't have no more space, just pretend like you are. They don't know.
She just ran out of space just a little bit ago, and she's like, I'm not recording, but she was like pretending to. But, I mean, I was.
But you
just gotta,
you know it. They don't know. As long as they think,
exactly. As long as they think
real,
that you're we are watching, and you need to.
Yeah.
So, yeah. As long as they know, and as long as more people keep watching, I hope there'd be a point that they just assume there's a camera on them at all times, because so many people like just know this is what's happening.
Yeah, if everybody on the street corner was recording the two that showed up in that car, they're just gonna stop.
They're just gonna think about it a little more. Maybe.
I mean, they've got all these eyes on them, but nobody's got time for anybody, and it's like, I ain't got time for it either. But you know what? You make the time because it's important. Because people don't understand the degree of our rights and what is being like stripped from us. They don't get it. When it's you who gets beat up by them, then what?
Yeah.
Then you're gonna care. Why wait till then? Laura has never been beat up.
I haven't had anything traumatic.
She's never had.
So I don't have I'm not coming from like an angry place or anything.
She just wants to do it to do it. And that's what's amazing about her plight. You don't have to be beat up to want to do this. You see all these cop watchers, and they're known by all the police around, and it's like.
Yeah.
And yet people are still getting beat up. So what does that mean? That means not enough people are recording because they're treating the people that they recognize with respect. Well, if they knew everybody because everybody was recording them, or at least the face and knew that you were recording them, they would cut it out.
I mean, sometimes it's not even that complicated. Like, just keeping a camera in your car to record if you ever get pulled over.
Oh, protection.
I recently got a GoPro. Thanks to supporters.
But how much is that?
So that's dash cam. I can turn it around and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what it all comes down to. Is what you mentioned earlier to me is networking. Like you guys are in Southern California, and of course it's crazy on one aspect because probably one of them got some of the craziest stuff going down there. Especially with the police, and you got other people to network with.
That if they come upon a police interaction, excuse me, that would be what they would do. Like take out the camera. Now, I mean, you don't have to be the dedicated cop watcher.
You don't have to spend your night doing it, but if you see a traffic stop, pull over.
If you could get with some magic wand, like maybe just one or two key messages into the brains of a member of the public who's just totally uninitiated, who totally sees the police as the people who protect them, and
police brutality is a fact.
It's a real thing.
It's a fact. Whether you want to believe it's an isolated incident, or if you want to embrace the fact that it happens, 3 times a day somebody's killed. Whatever your stance is, it is for real. So whether you think, it'll never happen to me or whatever, why not just be proactive about it and make sure that everybody is held accountable? Because you know what, there are bad guys out there. So if you're recording the cops and that bad guy turns and assaults this police officer, well, aren't you glad that you took your camera out, regardless of who's at fault? It's not about targeting anybody. It's about documenting the facts.
There is a serious part of it that we're hoping, because I mean, we were just talking about this too, that we kind of make it comedic and stuff because we're trying to make it fun, but the message is serious, and we hope that we can get that across as well in the midst of having fun with it. But I mean, it's intimidating at first.
I think it's a super interesting thing people want to hear, because I think they can relate to that.
You're normal. That's what happened.
It's totally normal.
Yeah.
Because like really, I remember seeing something go on, and I pull over, and I'm like, and I couldn't really get close, and I'm like, I'm trying to like text him, like, I just cannot physically get closer, But once a couple months went on, like, and especially since Foxy and I got together, we definitely will stop and we'll call each other, and just to have that, so where I'm at in case anything,
sure. Yeah.
So I mean, that's the confidence comes with us being together too. I feel like
there's a power.
Power numbers. So if ever we're alone, we just check in with each other and let each other know, so. Sure. Whether we're coming or not,
Yeah, exactly.
Just
yeah.
So we're gonna put something out there to invite other ladies who want to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna
who want to do it. That we'll show them the ropes, and then we're gonna teach them how to fish, and they can go back home with their family and friends and teach them how to do it, and just keep on. Yeah. It's like spread it out.
Not necessarily to be watchers, but just to build that confidence, because the police, they're not to be feared, you know. And they know that they're intimidating. There's that factor, and you know, they ask you, "Oh, why are you shaking?"
Oh yeah,
yeah, why are you shaking?
They thrive
like,
off of it.
Oh yeah,
like come on, because you
They're
have a
like
gun
bullies,
and you have tasers and you have handcuffs and you have
this
jail.
isn't an even playing field, brother.
Yeah, exactly. I have a police intimidation. So, but yeah. So basically, just so people can find that confidence. So we don't need to fear them. It's not.
It's not how
that's
it
not
should be, and that's what we need to, you know,
yeah,
put back into practice. That hey, we are your employers, pretty much. Like
we pay
you. Yeah, my taxes go to you, not the other way around.
Right.
Yeah. And that's just like, you know, people are like, stop bothering the police. You know, they're just doing their job, and it's like, what's the difference between that guy over there who's doing something wrong and the police? Well, I'm not paying for that guy to do anything because it's this guy who's taking my money.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly.
And that guy doesn't have the authority that this guy has. Sorry. This guy and me, we're even. The cop and me, we're not even in the courtroom, you know? So there's a huge difference.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's something that guys, we have like a hard time really fully grasping that. I don't even know if I can. I mean, I can only imagine, right? We don't know what it's like to be a woman and be in this world where you're the physically weaker gender in a might makes right game with bullies in it. You know, and that's probably why there's so fewer women, and that's why, you know, we try to be like, oh, this is what we're doing and this is why we do it. And most girls in our lives, friends, sisters, whoever, girlfriends, whoever it is, they're just like, oh my God, what are you doing? Oh, you're so brave. But it stops right there. There's no, oh yeah, I want to do that too. You know, and so that's what the ice we're trying to break here, yeah?
Well, I think that a lot of it too, why there's more men involved is because men are more prone to having their ass kicked, because I mean, not to say women don't get their ass kicked, I'm not saying that, but more men do, because it's more brawn on brawn.
Who knows? Well, that's just kind of how I got.
Back in the day, police brutality wasn't like this, so we were conditioned to think, hey, the cops do help you, because I remember my mom showing me where the PDs were, so in case I was out driving, those are the ones, if somebody's following you or whatever, that's where you go.
Oh,
Never, ever would she ever tell me that today. Because things are so different.
Gosh,
things have changed
telling.
though, too.
Yeah, it's so telling.
Mm-hmm.
It's so telling, and that's in our generation. Like, it's just creepy that the history books will write about this time period, this couple decades where this just declines.
Amazing, right?
You know, and the internet comes out, and then the YouTube comes out, and now it costs nothing to have your own TV station, and now all this stuff's getting exposed more and more, and it's just
exactly.
It's a slippery slope, and it's.
We have to get out of here, but if you would like to continue this or whatever,
cool,
anything else to talk about, then we can talk about it maybe tomorrow or schedule another time.
Okay. Cool.
We've got to hit the road.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it was nice talking to you.
Yeah,
I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, it's really nice too. It's very important to me that in this very difficult job that we have, that we network as much as we can, and very little that we can, but still network up. Just nationwide. There's going to be more cop watchers coming, and we really can kind of network up so we feel more supported, so more people, especially women, will feel it's safer to get in the game. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Primo.
Yeah, I mean, we have to empower people, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. You know, we're women. If we can do it, get out of here. What is your excuse?
Yeah.
I'm running in my high heels like across the street. Get out of here.
She did
Seriously. What is your excuse?
Crazy. And it's funny because, like, you're like the tough ear, and you're like the tough one where you're like, no, f that, we're not gonna do that, and I'm like, yeah, no. We have just, I mean, you probably are familiar with your rights, but it's another thing, actually using your rights and being able to, like, be upfront, face to face with the police officer. It's kind of a different story. I mean, and we sing and not on tune. And we dance. That's it. And